Is this Earth? Am I back? Am I back on Earth? Oh my gosh, I'm back on Earth now! I'm back!
Freezing outside, a little bit high on the feeling. Can't seem to focus.
This is a 1976 VW Beetle classic car, and for the past few days we've been low-key working on it to get this car back on the road. So we got this car back in 2002. It was white in color and it wasn't in the best shape. My brother bought the car, and every time he would drive it, he would have an issue on the road. Either it would stop or it would overheat or something of the sort, and my dad would try to get that problem sorted, but another problem would arise and we couldn't quite get the car up to condition to actually have it on the road for a long time, until a few months ago when I decided I want to have this car. I spoke to my dad and I told him that I want to bring this car back on the road and I want to drive it everywhere and travel with it. He was a bit hesitant because after trying so hard to get this car back on top shape, it almost seemed impossible. But I wanted to try it, so we decided to give it another shot. Long story short, after a really long period of working on this car, we finally got it back into shape. But for the longest time it had a serious issue with the electrics. Let me show you guys. This is what... Yeah, so we took this car to an electrician so that he could sort out the lights, all the lights inside, the cooling, the radio, everything. And he ended up doing... I don't even know. We got another electrician to actually come back and sort out that issue. So he tagged every single wire. Now we know what wire does what because of all the tags. And the electrics are on point. So why am I not driving this car and traveling with this car yet? Let me show you guys. There's still a whole number of things that we need to do before we can actually take it on the road. A few of those include, I have to put a glass here so that my finger doesn't actually touch the speedometer. We need to fill up this area. I don't want to put a radio, so we'll probably put gauges and stuff. The horn area doesn't work anymore, so that needs to be removed and fixed. I don't know if you guys can see that stuff there, all these scratches and stuff. This paint is ruined. It's just, oh my god. So we're planning to repaint the car, put on side mirrors, fix this, or probably get a new light. And then there's something called an ignition coil back in the engine that we want to replace, so that basically right now there's something called a condenser and points. The condenser and the points need to be tuned before you drive the car, and that becomes a hassle because if they go out of tune, they burn the spark plugs, something like that. So after we replace the whole system to get the electronic system, we wouldn't need to tune the car every single time, and that will reduce the risk of burning the spark plugs. And it's overall efficient. You get a nice spark and the car runs smoother. All in all, we have quite a few things left to actually finish up with this car, and that's what we're going to be working on for like the next few days. So the whole plan with the car is we're going to make it this sort of camping car, and I think it's going to be really exciting because this car is amazing on the road and off-road. If you guys have watched this episode of Top Gear,
Hammond was tetchy because he knew the price of failure. Anyone whose car broke down would have to complete the journey in a Beetle.
Because only one of the cars has actually made it unmodified. So that brings us on to a Top Gear top tip. If people of Surrey, you want to replace your BMW X5 with something that's brilliant off-road, simple, inexpensive,
easy to maintain, surprisingly comfortable.
Absolutely. Then you've got to get yourself a Volkswagen Beetle.
So we just installed the battery and we're just going to try and start up the car the way it was and see if it starts up. So main purpose is we want to change something in this distributor coil and turn it into an electrical system, and we just need to replace this ignition coil. So this is the perspex thing for the speedometer, and I don't know if you guys can see, but it's really dirty and it has a lot of scratches on it. We managed to get this glass and it's so clean and shiny and it's the right size. And the speedometer is done. Ooh, look at that shine. So shiny. What is up, guys? Let's start to today's vlog. I found my dad and my brother sanding the car. They've been taking off the scratches and making the body much smoother because we're preparing it for painting. It's just been like 4 hours and they're already halfway through. So they've left a few places for me to sand. So we have to sand the whole the doors and a bit of the roof. Once we're done sanding, guys, you will not guess how we're painting this car. So we thought we could actually paint the car ourselves. We're not sending it anywhere to get painted, and we're actually using spray cans. We're gonna use spray cans to paint the whole car, so I'm really excited to see how that turns out. So I masked the whole car and it's ready for painting. Just the only thing that's left is I got to take off the bumpers so that we can actually paint right on this side. But to get these bumpers off is really difficult, so my dad's mechanic is coming over to actually do that, and then we're going to start painting. So I'm headed off to the coast again tomorrow for like 7 days. So when I'm back, we'll commence painting this bad boy, and it looks so good. The inside of this car right now, it's been torn apart. We've taken out everything. There's no door handles to even like open the car, so that's gonna be the new color. Matches my t-shirt, right? Not really, but yeah, that's the new color. It looks so sick. So we just tried testing to see if our plan would actually work, and it's come out really well. That's what it looks like with 2 coats of paint on, and we kind of need to get rid of these cracks. I don't know if you can see this. So break the paint on the sides and then fill it up with putty and then prime it, paint it, lacquer it, buffer it. Ooh, so psyched.
Not a smooth talker under pressure. Sweaty palms ain't making it much better.